Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see how far we make it here today. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. My body's a little sick, so I'll give it the old college try. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right, there he is. Welcome, my friend. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. You can put your mic on there.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare,
There you go.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari.
Hari
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari.
Oh Lord,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Jai
Shri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Jai Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
So, Janardhan, do you have any books over there? Any books to read?
Yeah, Sri Chaitanya.
Yeah, why don't you read that? You would into it?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right. All
All
right.
glory to Srila Lokanadas Thakur ki jai. Chaitanya Mangala. Pastimes in the age of 1 to 5. 5. Hearing these words, everyone offered up, falling like sticks to the ground. The goddess, Durga, smiled, took Haridas by the hand, and placed him on her lap. Placing the goddess rocked Haridas to and fro, as if he, seeing this wonder, everyone became joyful at heart, and beasts became joyful. Then someone said, "Please a merciful glance at Murari. He is your servant." Words, the Lord smiled with a smile sweeter than nectar. Love and mercy flowed from the Lord's eyes. It was red with mercy, overcome with bliss and love. Such the Lord's graceful feet. In his heart, as his children, Lord Gora, as Goddess Durga, brought everyone, loving them like a mother, with eyes filled with tears of love at everyone. At that moment, a Brahmana suddenly arrived. He called out to the Lord. Seeing the distressed person, the Lord became wild with grief. Tears flowed from his eyes. Again, manifesting his form of Lord Gora, the Lord mercifully gave spiritual love to that person. Seeing manifested his form of Lord Gora, the devotees offered obeisances. Again and again, they fell down like sticks. And these nights passed. At dawn, everyone returned to his home. Accompanied Lord Gora, a stout staff in his hand, walked home. Merciful Lord Gora, who is the master of all the worlds, humbly, mercifully removed all suffering from the earth. Anyone, wonderful truth, will find that all material sufferings in his heart, such a person will never perish. Fie on the wretched words. How can a person who, accepting only love and direct perception of a source, and not having directly seen any of these pastimes, and not willing basic of logic, and not having read of them in any scripture, accept that these pastimes are true, become delivered? Lord Gora descended to this world. No one is like him. What they say. I will say what I have directly seen and my heart. And this way I worry. This worry, my heart weeps. To whom will I tell this? Sings this song, glorifying Lord Gora. Pastimes before. Oh, 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 Gora Chandra is my very life. Now I will of a pastime no one in this world has ever seen or heard of such a pastime. Anyone who has even a secret should pay careful attention with all his heart. To benefit Lord Gora, reveal the truth about himself. Dancing, joyful, Lord Gora came to Chandrasekhara's house. Chandrasekhara Bhattacharya also became joyful. Please pastimes the Lord enjoyed in his home. Lord Gora came. His effulgence was like millions and millions of rising moons. His effulgence was wonderful, glorious, and no one could look at it. It was as if lightning filled. Gazing at the Lord, everyone felt their hearts became tears filled their eyes. The Lord's effulgence. Gazing at this sight, the people of Nadia became filled with wonder. Someone asked the Vaishnavas, "What is the meaning of this?" The Vaishnavas replied, "What do we know? Who is rich in the jewels of transcendental virtues has come dance is all we know. We don't know anything more. His path, the knowledge of the world." And he manifested in effulgent form for 7 days without stop. His effulgence, we did not know if it was day or night. Who follows the religion of compassion manifests that are eternally new and fresh. Speaking from his heart, Shrivas, the best of Brahmanas, Christian of Lord Gora. In Kali Yuga, the chanting of the holy names brings the perfect and complete fruit of all. Does the chanting of the holy names bring any lesser result in the other? Hearing these words, Lord Gora said, "Listen, O Shriva, is good. I will give a clear answer. The perfect religion is meditation, and Treta Yuga is performance of yagna. In Dvapara Yuga, it is said that the worship of deity form is the heart of religion. However, in Kali Yuga has the power to perform these activities properly, identical with his holy name. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, his holy name has all power. And the three other yugas of Lord Narayan, by properly performing meditation, yagnaship. In Kali Yuga, everyone is very sinful and ill-behaved. Therefore, the Lord feels extreme compassion for them. Therefore, arranged that in Kali Yuga, all perfection may be obtained. It is attained simply by chanting the Lord. And the other yugas, one must strive with a great effort, but in Kali very easily attain the Lord's mercy. Place feet on his head, Lokanadas repeats, Lord Gauranga, sweet word. The days happily passed in this way. Then Lord Gora thought in his heart, I cannot stay here. I must go to see the land of Vrindavan. My Yamuna, my Vrindavan. Where's my Balai Bandiravan, my Govardhan? Where is my Radha, Lita, and the other gopis? Where is my Nanda? Where are my Shridam and Sudam? Where are my and dark Surabi cows? Calling out in this way, or a roundabout, overcome with ecstatic love, straw between his teeth, and gazing in the four directions, he wept piteously. How can I continue to pass my time in this world of birth and death? I go to find the feet of Nanda's son. Speaking these words, resting on his neck, separated from Lord Krishna with grief. He called out, Hari! Hari! The shed flooding rivers of tears not say anything. The hairs of his body stood erect. His body became red. Seeing all this, Murari, listen, Mahaprabhu. O Gora, O Supreme Personality, nothing is impossible for you. You have the power or stay anywhere. But please do not go anywhere telling me. If you want to go to another country, you are independent. You may separate yourself from the Vaishnavas. You can do whatever is in your heart. But if you, all the people will again enter the world of birth and death. Please do not do anything without considering the results. This, hearing these words, Lord Gora became defeated by Murari. He had no power to speak. Some more days passed happily. His eyes filled with tears, gazed at the people of Nadia. Filling his mother's eyes, his love, Lord Gora Hari enjoyed many pastimes. Yeah, he enjoyed many happy pastimes.
Oh,
Haribo.
yeah. Yeah, I just want to say a couple things. Yeah, that's really basically it. You know, the devotees, if the Lord, it's the Lord when they get contact with Lord Chaitanya or Krishna, saying God, you have to, he has to keep coming back. You know, You can't just go away. And so the thing about Vrindavan is this coming and going. So it appears that he goes away, but he comes back and sustains his devotees. People that are still in the cycle of birth and death, people that are still in the cycle of birth and death, they're not liberated in this relationship, this transcendental relationship, and that's most people in the world. So it's just like so if a person is like weak in that relationship, say they just start associating with devotees and they don't maintain it and they don't keep coming back so that the Lord will keep nourishing them, nourishing their relationship, they just enter back into the cycle of birth and death. You just get caught back up in the Maya. And so anyway, the intelligent thing to do is when you make connection with devotees, this is a chance. This is an opportunity to stay connected, to connect with the transcendental potency and to stay connected with it so it gets stronger and stronger. And then you don't want to leave, and the Lord doesn't want to leave you, and then you just stay in this relationship forever. That's really the essence. This morning, a devotee, I won't say who it is, it's just an illustration of so many of the Vaidhi Bhaktas. River was reading in ecstasy, and crying and all, and laughing and all these symptoms, and the devotee says, this is crazy, this is not really, it's about prasadam. It's about, you should just eat prasadam, and this is witchy and crazy, and to have these kinds of things going on. And this is why the devotees are still at that level. They're not liberated. They don't understand. People need to understand what is a liberated condition. Liberated condition is what Lord Caitanya brought here, is this very this uncommon gift of worshiping God in ecstasy like this. So don't let anybody fool you when they try and this. They're just not woken up. Their spiritual senses are not awakened. We're meant to be like childlike and blissful and ecstatic. It's as it should be. Yeah, I mean, that's natural. And you'll just get stronger and stronger and stronger. This is like we're like these little seeds that go into this special ground here, and then it sprouts, and still the sprouts are tender. And then the tree grows more and more into a strong tree. And that's just kind of how it is. So stay in the circle of influence, just like that pastime with Nityananda and Sita. He told Sita, who represents the budding bhakti, and under the guidance and the protection of the spiritual master, which he Ram Sita Lakshman represents the original guru, and so. But she got fooled. See, Maya is very strong, especially when your bhakti is weak. So the way to just follow that instruction is and stay in the circle of Vaishnavas until you get strong, and then you start to see how Maya is working in this world. Especially now, it's always been a lie. This whole world is a lie. It's always been that way, but but now it's more of a lie down in the modes of ignorance and passion, which is really, it bothers good people. I mean, they before there was some goodness in this world, but it's deteriorating very fast into pure, almost pure evil. It's all coming out, and the good people are freaking out. So this again, this is really the only real option is to connect with the transcendental potency and which reveals the full truth. And then, you're not freaked out, otherwise it's going to be a big freak out. Here, the way it works is the Lord's giving the gift of this transcendental potency, so it awakens our spiritual body, and then the more we keep cultivating this, the more experience with our spiritual form and the Lord's form, and that relationship forms. It gets stronger, and then it's no big deal. He's just the illusion is the illusion. Any level of it, even the good part of it, the demigod thing is just still darkness, with a little more light in it. That's all. Still coverings for the soul. So this is a great opportunity in this Kali Yuga to wake up, because the Lord in this Kali Yuga, just like Janarda's reading, is given the holy name. And if you chant that holy name in the society of devotees like this, very quick result. You'll start to taste this transcendental potency and get stronger and stronger. Let's see, that is the great miracle that happens by listening here. Let's put that there. Okay. Let's see here. Oops. That is a great miracle here, listening here as you are sincerely searching for the truth, for the real relationship you can't get away anymore. All glorious. Yeah. I mean, that's. See, here, not only are we chanting the holy name, but we have this very deep knowledge of the absolute truth given by the Goswamis and passed down in our lineage all the way through to Prabhupada, who translated many of these books. Where would we be without the translation? We wouldn't even know it exists. So we chant the holy name, and we discuss Krishna's pastimes. This result is just it's beyond what we can even imagine. It is so good. And the thing is, the Lord don't wait for you to experience this goodness, this transcendental goodness. It's what Janardan's sitting there chanting in great happiness and ecstasy, and that's the life. That's a new. Is this like a new life for you there, Janardan?
It's the most beautiful life.
Yeah.
The most beautiful life.
Yeah. Well, it's the one Lord Caitanya liked, and he was God, So if it's good for him, it's good for us. So a lot of devotees, they're just ignorant of this. They just, they don't know who they worship. Just like Jesus said to the woman at the well, you don't know who you worship. We do. We don't have to go anywhere to worship. We just erect the truth, stand up for the truth, and in spirit, the spirit is worship in spirit and truth. And that's the spirit of devotion, this kind of ecstatic devotion. So whoever accepts this path is very fortunate. That's why if people tell me, I don't care how, I have examples of good people, some like here, good person, but not really interested in, no, I got my path. Oh, well, fine, good. Don't take the opportunity. Stay in a cycle of birth and death. Let your gods, whoever they are, save you. I'm busy. We got people here that are interested in the truth. They're ready, and yeah. So please don't stop explaining. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm just, the body's a little weak. It's this cold. It's just, yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to talk about too, because people need to know. They don't know this. They don't know what we're doing is the greatest gift. We've been given this gift to be able to chant and draw the true, genuine Lord, the Lord that nobody knows. This is the Lord that nobody knows, is this ecstatic love. That's him. That's his expression. That's who God really is, behind the world and behind the universe, behind the Brahman even, behind the blind dazzling light. People make it up to there. They think that's a big deal. Behind that is this transcendental Lord in his pastimes in Vrindavan, which are eternal. And the most greatest revelation in this world, and it's done in the lowest time, this Kali Yuga. This is what's being offered here is amazing. All I can do is just try to convince people and let them see. And if Krishna sees their sincerity in their heart, and maybe they're beaten down enough by this Maya. If not, don't worry. Maya's on her. She's really mean right now. Very mean. You notice how draconian everything's getting? The leaders turn from being sweet into mean, tyrants. Look what they're doing in China. What do you think? This is, and not only there, but other countries too. So it's becoming really draconian. And the bottom line is, though, if you get this gift, you transcend the whole thing spiritually. And your spirit has no jurisdiction, what's going on here in this world, on your spirit and your relationship with the Supreme Spirit. No jurisdiction at all. They can hack your body up, chop your head off, but it doesn't matter because you know who you are. You identify now who you are. But if you die without identifying as spirit soul in relationship to the Supreme Spirit soul, then you take another, you just come back here, because you think you're this body, you think you're your material mind, you think you're your memories, from the past or your visions of the future. You think you're the emotional body that's material emotional. It's all love of dog, love of cat, love of money, love of everything in the world, So where are you going to go if you get your head chopped off by one of these tyrants? Where do you think St. Paul went when he got his head? Was he beheaded? Yeah, I think he was beheaded. He went, back. He even said, hey, man, if I'm taken out, okay, well, then I go back to Christ. If I may stay here, it's good for you guys. I can preach. And do some work. And that's just how it is. People, you have a chance here. If you come from the Vaishnava lineage, you have a chance to get the highest result that you can't even imagine. Nobody can imagine. That's why people can't understand what we're doing here. They can't imagine this. They cannot imagine that you could be so happy that you're laughing and crying and showing these symptoms of ecstatic love, choking up, calling out to the Lord that they can't see. It doesn't make any sense to them. And they think they're real Vaishnavas. No, these are real Vaishnavas here. Real Vaishnavas, you start to become a real Vaishnava, a real devotee of God, the true God, when these ecstatic emotions awaken. Otherwise, you have no real relationship with the transcendental Lord. That's proof. That's your assurance that you're going to the spiritual world in your next existence. Matter of fact, you're living in the spiritual world even in this existence. The Lord comes back and sustains you every time you call out for Him. Okay? When you call out for Him, He comes and He fills your heart with this ecstatic love. That's Him. That's His life. It's His potency. Have to. Slight distortion. Is it distorted? I don't know. Whatever. Do the best we can here. Yeah, so anyway, that's why the Lord came. He came to show something very different. To show His most confidential treasure of Vrindavan, this love for His devotees, and His devotees' love for God. And that's why even God Himself, came as a devotee to show His devotees' love for the Lord. So He came to show the perfect example of that. In the form of Lord Caitanya and Lord Nityananda. Nityananda is the perfect form of love of God in his relationship. Lord Caitanya is the perfect manifestation of love of God in his relationship with the Lord. So Lord Nityananda is in the relationship mainly servant and intimate friend. And Lord Caitanya came to demonstrate the relationship of Gopi, but of the best Gopi, the highest Gopi, Radha. See, Radha in relationship with Krishna in that bhav, that particular ecstasy. So it was very profound and very great. So, read on a little bit.
Hearing these words, silent, defeated by Murari, he had no power to speak. More days passed happily. His eyes filled with tears. Lord, good people of Nadia, filling his mother's eyes and heart with a mother's Lord Hari enjoyed many pastimes with Vishnu Priya. He enjoyed times with his friends and kinsmen. He delighted everyone in Nadia. With the Vaishnavas, he enjoyed pastimes of chanting the holy names. Him, the city's women hopelessly sighed.
So Lord Caitanya, came to give his transcendental body to show it before the world. And people very quickly became attached to his transcendental form because they saw that Lord that was actually in the spiritual dimension. He came here physically, had a human-like form, manifested these transcendental qualities through that form. So people had contact, they got purified, by seeing that form of the Lord. So it was a very wonderful time and gift to the world beginning there. So what are we going to do now? How are we going to make that kind of connection, that kind of contact where our eyes fill with tears when we see that Lord, but he's unmanifest now. See, that's why Sadhu Sangha is the only practical way. Sadhu Sangha with real associates of Lord Caitanya who have the symptoms of that. Yeah, let's bring her up there. Yeah, hello, Hare Krishna. Yeah, with devotees who have the symptoms is the only practical way. Otherwise, that Lord will be unknown. What we're doing has to be preached. We are showing that Lord, because if you were back then, 550 years ago, you would see the Lord in ecstasy, and you would see the devotees in ecstasy, and they shared that amongst themselves, and even brought it out to the world to see. And that was the way people got to familiar with the true God. Otherwise, it's about relationship. If you ever meet somebody and you don't know them, it's just they're a mystery, right? I don't know this person, but you associate for a while. You get to know them. Well, it's the same thing with God. That's the way it works here. The same thing. We keep bringing Lord Caitanya in his qualities, in his pastimes, in his names. And by association, we get more and more into him. He gets more and more into us. And then all is well. And it gets stronger and stronger. This is the path. And otherwise, there's if people in Vaishnavism, they're really into this no show. I don't believe a lot of them can show. I think most of them can't. And so that's a problem. I mean, but now it's been ordered. I had the order from Prabhupada in 1996 to bring the show out, make the show, put it on the stage so people can see what's available. Get to know the transcendental Lord, get to know his uncommon characteristics, his uncommon ecstasy, his uncommon transcendental qualities, his uncommon Krishna conscious knowledge, his uncommon understanding of Maya, his uncommon understanding of Guru Tattva, all these truths, his uncommon knowledge of Rasa Tattva. Everything you hear it's all uncommon. It's not just, you don't hear this anywhere. You won't hear not even one guru speak from personal experience. I haven't heard one guru speak from personal experience in my life. I only saw it written about by beings like Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta and the Goswami's books. That's how rare it is. But it's here now. It's again here. So whoever takes advantage, wonderful. Good for you. You won the lottery 1,000 times over. Don't let Maya fool you. She's always going to try. She's always going to try to keep you away from the truth because the truth will set you free. I'm just telling everybody frankly the truth. The demons are telling you frankly the truth, that they're demons and they're after you. They're just telling you blindly, man. The latest movie, they got right there that guy that with the Rock guy, he's in the Black Adam, man. This is the end of the movie, man. The all-seeing eye. It's not an all-seeing eye, by the way. That's the Illuminati thing. Right there before the whole world. Hey, man, this is what we're doing. See, everything's being exposed, and we're here to expose Lord Chaitanya's grace. Your choice out there. And if you don't care about it, okay, fine, go your way. I'm in a city with this other person that was here, and I said, okay, you don't really care about this, no problem. I'll move on. There's other people here, many people coming now, one by one. This is the most beautiful thing. It's the most precious jewel. It's like when Jesus said the kingdom of God is like a pearl of great price. This is what this is, and even more so because Lord Caitanya is the latest incarnation. Yeah. We're game changers here, aren't we? I like it. Game changer. Let's change the game, man. Instead of everybody going to hell or heaven, let's bring them to the paradise, the one that lasts forever, man. Right, Roddy? Yeah, we're going to bring them to paradise. Go ahead, read on, man.
His form is the most wonderful in the three worlds. Are the most blissful.
His form is the most wonderful in the three worlds. And you can only appreciate it if you become ecstatic, like you see some of these devotees here. Without this ecstasy, you cannot relish the real transcendental form of the Lord. You have to have the feeling for it. What is love? If you love somebody, it's your love that bonds you to that person, even in the world. You have to have a feeling for it. So you think if it applies to people in the world, how much more so does it apply to God? The apply to the transcendental supreme Lord of all things and everything. We have to have this kind of feeling, this ecstatic love. It reveals the true nature of the Lord. It draws the Lord right out of the spiritual dimension, right here and right in your heart. And that's the gift we're here to give. I'm tired of hearing these people over and over. They come for the devotee for years, and then now they criticize this love. And I say, forget it, man. What are you talking about? This is the reason. This is how you're going to get out of this illusion. You have to have this spirit of devotion. This shows, like in the Christians, this Holy Spirit thing. You have to transcend the religion. Just like you see, it says abandon all varieties of religion. You can do that when you have devotion, matured, awakened and matured. Even the Christians, they talk about transcending the religious Jesus. Jesus was never religious. He was spiritual. He was into truth. The absolute truth is to see things as they are in this world, man. To be able to name it. This is a demon. This is a demigod. This is a real devotee who has real love of God. Here's a putana. Here's a person that is pretender. He's a pretender. So I don't want to get real close to that person. It's like you don't want to get close to a snake, right? Okay, that's a snake. All glory. I give you from a little distance. I pay you obeisance. Your soul in there. But I ain't getting close to you. Well, human beings walking on two legs. It's time you got to learn that there are people like that you got to be a little bit distant from if you want this. Otherwise, in religion, there's a lot of unholiness now, especially coming out. A lot of gurus, a lot of leaders like that. You should be paying your obeisances from a bit of a distance, and their followers. See, that's called religion. See, that's why, you gotta give up this kind of company. And if you do in it, if your bhakti is strong, okay, well, no problem. Then you can go over there, maybe bring somebody out of that who will listen. See, so anybody who, well, I think that's enough. Go ahead and read on some more.
He stands at the side. His ornaments glistened, reaching to his shoulders, his head with jasmine flowers. He was gracefully decorated with sandal tilak. Garments were the most graceful in the three worlds. His one else in the city gazed at him. In this way, Lord Gora was gently smiling. Lord Gora told everyone. He said, "Listen, everyone. At night, I saw a dream. The jewel of the Brahmanas suddenly came before me. In my ear, he sang mantra. Now that mantra is manifest in my heart. The mantra entered. My heart has been unable to keep its independence. How can I abandon the dear master of my life? If I, what will I do? He is sublimely handsome. His luster deep, smiling. He always stays in my heart." Rari said, "You wrote that mantra, Shashti, Tat Purusha." Hearing these words, Lord Gora said, "Your words do not pacify my heart. I try to become peaceful, but I only weep. Please don't speak words. Instead, hear my words. The sound of that mantra. What can I do? I cannot resist it, as you suggest." Hearing these words, everyone became sorrowful at heart. With a sarkanadas speaks these words. After some days, the Pasi, Shri Keshava Bharati arrived, because in his brief accumulated a mountain of pious deeds. He was now a very powerful and a great devotee. Lord Vishwambara saw him when he arrived. Seeing Lord Vishwambara, the sannyasi became joyful, respectfully stood, and then bowed down before the sannyasi. As he gazed at the sannyasi, tears of ecstatic spirit flowed from the Lord's eyes. Seeing Lord Vishwambara's body, king of the sannyasis, understood a little of the Lord's nature. Goswami then said, "Are you Sukadev? Are you Narayana?" These questions rest in my heart. Hearing these words, Lord, twice as many tears flowed from his eyes. The sannyasi again said, "Thinking of all this, my heart conclusion that you must be the supreme personality of God. You are the life of all the worlds. Of this there is no doubt." Hearing these words, Lord Vishwambara continued to weep. He said, days will
See,
I find.
yeah, yeah. The Lord, the life of all the worlds. See, this is God. See? He's the life of all the worlds. He's the life that people get in the illusion because our nature, we're jiva. See, jiva is on the edge. See, we're on this edge. So, this of what energy we can connect with, see, of God. So, he's got this dark, they see this shadow nature, and he's got this transcendental nature. See, so in the sense, his shadow nature is himself indirectly. It's just a dark shadow and it's twisted. It's a reflection of the truth and it's not very nice. And it causes us to misidentify ourselves as a material form, a material mind, and material thoughts about the world and worldly things like this. And so, you know, that's the problem. That's the issue. And this Sangha is a chance to identify with the transcendental Lord and to be fed to where that becomes our life. See, this ecstatic, this accepting this ecstatic path, accepting this ecstatic feelings. See, this is, unless you get such an opportunity, which is rare, you won't ever be able to connect to the transcendental nature of the Lord. You won't know what it is. You have to see role models, examples. See, that's this, the bona fide guru, coming in the line, coming with other sadhus who also have received the gift. And in that association, in that culture, your spiritual senses are awakened so that you also have such feelings, such bliss, such ecstasy. And now you're being fed by the transcendental Lord. See, those are his feelings. He manifests those feelings in you, and that's very attractive to that transcendental Lord. You can relish his pastimes, his names, his qualities, but only with that kind of ecstasy. So he's the life of all the worlds, and but still, if you're bonded with God in the modes of nature, this Maya, passion, goodness, ignorance, and you're chasing things in this universe, you'll always be less intelligent. See, you'll also be very limited in your feelings, and you'll be caught in this cycle of birth and death. Okay. When you bond with the transcendental Lord here now and you start chanting in ecstasy and the Lord fills your heart with this love and fills your mind in with true knowledge, especially when you read the scriptures, you start to understand them and relish them and taste them. So see, then you transcend this whole dark situation here. It's very practical. So this has to be your life, the spirit life, the spirit life. This is real. The other stuff is just temporary. The way this is working now is we are getting more and more of this life, and it's becoming more and more real for us and also the world. It just becomes more and more like, wow, I think they got something there. It's not just a dream. Not everybody's not just running away. Oh, they're there together for 5 years and they're going up more. They're getting through, of course there's some obstacles because we have all this attachment to think about how many lives we've lived with conditioning. This conditioned nature, and then even this one. So, it just takes, all we do is just continue on this path and go deeper and deeper and deeper and letting go of the old. Just sometimes I know that sometimes the devotees, they hold on. Maybe we all hold on a little bit, and the Lord will kind of just pull it away if it has to. Whatever works. Right there, Rade? Go ahead, Jonah. Read on.
Hearing these words, Lord Vishwambara wept. Twice as many tears. Very surprised, the sannyasi again said, thinking of all this, my conclusion that you must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Worlds. Of this, there is no doubt. Hearing these words, Lord continued to weep. He said, after how many days will I find you love Krishna very fervently? Therefore, after how many days will I see Krishna? I will wear to find Krishna. I will travel from country to country. Krishna, the master of my life. Speaking these words and then falling like a stick to offer obeisances to him. Lord, taking the sannyasi with him, returned to his own home. The Lord said to him, please take this sannyasi to your home. Words, Shrivas took the sannyasi and fed him very grandly. His meal, the sannyasi passed that day at Shrivas' house. The king of sannyasis departed. That morning of the sannyasi's departure, hearing these words, the Lord became sorrowful. Thinking of the sannyasi, the Lord walked home. Returning home, thought and thought, he decided to accept sannyas. Hence, understanding the Lord's decision, Mukunda tried to stop. All the devotees came. We placed these words before the devotees' feet. Everyone, hear my words. Lord Vishvambara will accept sannyas. He stays among us. Please fill your eyes with the sight of his form, and your ears with the sound of the words from his mouth. The Lord, and go away. He will leave his mother and his servants. Hearing these words, everyone became sorrowful at heart, and their way for the Lord to stay amongst them. The Lord is and have no power to control him. When these words were spoken, fell down. Falling to the ground, they wept, covered with thought. O Master of our lives, O Lord Mahaprabhu, where will you go? You will grab and devour us. Oh Lord, please protect us from the fearful snake of Kali Yuga. Afraid of you, Kali will not attack us in your presence. Vishvambara arrived there. Seeing Shrivas, the Lord said, Here, O dear Brahmana Shrivas, I will say something. You are not afraid to hear my words, to find ecstatic. I will go to another country that I love. That love I will please hear, O best of the Brahmanas. As a man travel to a faraway country, earn wealth, difficulties, return home, and with the wealth he brought maintains. In the same way, I will gather ecstatic spiritual love. Hearing these words, Shrivas Pandit said, Lord, sue you. How will we remain alive? A person can remain only as long as they remain alive in their bodies. Left their bodies, one can only offer Shraddha to them. Only can you give us the treasure of ecstatic spiritual love. see you, we will certainly die. Then Mukunda said,
Yeah,
Lord,
that's really I like that. Some of the words are kind of cutting out, so I kind of miss some things there. But yeah, actually, go on because I missed too much important words too. I wonder, is there any way you can speak so you don't cut out when you're try some other way. I don't know.
then my body's on fire. Though flames burn in my heart, my leg, I may be a fallen, wretched sinner, but you are a cheater. I know the way you act, not knowing your fools like myself renounced the material world and took shelter, renouncing religious rituals and duties. We took shelter of your feet. You now renounce us. You are the purifier. This all the scriptures declare. That is why we renounced all and surrendered unto you.
Yeah, isn't
Now
that
you
interesting?
will.
Isn't that interesting? They renounced the rules and the regulations of religion to take shelter of Lord Caitanya. People a lot of times they think, "Oh, what you're teaching is wrong." And what, it's right there. Everything is right there. It's not. We renounce the rules and regulations strictly, but you realize and try to teach others this purification is supreme. This is the real purification. The other is more or less practice. There's ritual, it's external, very weak kind of purification. Strong purification is getting this attachment, this bhakti lata bij, so that you can worship the God with transcendental bond. Then now you're becoming bonded with spirit, with the supreme spirit, and this you get more and more identified with that. See? And then you begin to know who you are. See, as a spirit soul, literally in relationship to the supreme spirit, so not just this Brahman thing. I'm spirit soul, and it's all illusion and everything. And then, well, let's see, maybe I'm God type thing. Not that. Not that. This is better. This is much better. This is deeper, and this is the way to be liberated. Liberated in devotion to the supreme manifestation, the supreme revelation of God. See, so we have them in book form, we have them in name form. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, read on.
You are the purifier of the fallen. Clear. That is why we renounced all other duties and surrender. Now you will renounce us and go away. Lord, this appeal I place before you, not knowing how crooked we took shelter of you. In truth, your heart is very hard. Outside, you're like a fragrant nectar, lotus flower. You are like a thunderbolt. This truth my heart knows. Very hard. Your heart is like a pot of poison. Poison with a little on its top. Your heart is like a wooden modaka candy. No one knows that candy can never be eaten. Go to another country. How will we stay alive? You enjoy. That is why you act in this way. If we cannot see your face, sesame seeds worth the time, we will die. We will weep. Then Murari said, Please listen. Listen, O Vishvambara. Fallen Murari speaks. Please. With your own finger, you planted a wonderful tree. You watered night, it grew. It sprouted buds. Day after day, carefully protected it. You built a fence around it. Its base you decked jewels. Now, as it is about to give flowers and fruit, cut it down. Now we will all die. Our hearts will cease. Day and night, we know no one but you. Moon of your face. We don't want anything in this world of birth. We want only to feel the breeze coming from your feet. Feet so
how
rare
else
and
are you gonna? So how else are you gonna develop that desire, unless you get some experience of what those devotees were feeling? Yeah, that desire is the only thing that brings the real transcendental Lord back to us. If you feel that you need maintenance by that true Lord, the genuine God, then he'll come back to you. But most people, they don't know, they need to associate with real devotees who have this transcendental experience of God. And in this way, then they become attracted and attached to that transcendental Lord. And then the Lord will come back for you. See, and that's when there was a certain time they were ready, because they had so much association with the Lord. Then all it did from him leaving was increase that desire to the point he would go internally and satisfy them in kirtan. As soon as they would do devotional service like kirtan, the Lord would come and be with them and nourish them and nurture them in separation. Okay? And so, and devotees' ecstasy often gets even higher than that in that separation. So that's the Gaudiya Vaishnava lineage. It's a worship in separation, just like the devotees did when Lord Caitanya left, and they kept themselves alive by engaging in pure devotional service, which they got that gift from the Lord. And so here it's the same thing. You get the gift of Bhakti Lata Bij, and then you become attracted to the transcendental Lord, becomes your life and soul. You just keep nourishing that and being nourished by that relationship. And, all is well. Even while you're here in this world, things work out. Yeah. Go ahead, read on. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I think I need to stop for. Yeah. Let's end this here. Yeah. Thank you, Janardan. Great reading.
Thank you.
Thank
My
you there,
pleasure.
Radhi. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, audience there. Shamaguri and Fanny and Lalita and
Fanny. I love Fanny.
Yeah, Fanny. And who else? Mary Sachi, Shama
Lalita.
Sundari. Yeah, Lalita.
Yeah, she's great. She's my hero.
Janki.
Lalita is my hero.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's my lifesaver.
yeah.
I love Lalita.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, good. So we'll end the stream here. Haribo.